What's going on, guys? Back with another video. I was in the middle of a print and the spool ran out of material. But what ended up happening was, this is just an extra piece, not part of this one, but as it was going through, the little piece that gets bent went just to hold it in place got stuck in here. So now, whenever I try to put it through, it don't go. It's just stuck in there. I gotta take this whole thing apart, and that's what I'm gonna show you guys how to do it to get this resolved, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't have to start the print all over again. So let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is just basically take all the spools out, which I already did. You want to unplug the tube from back here, which I already did again, so the tube goes into here, and then unplug the two wires, which also I already did. That goes onto the side here. Then once you do that, you go ahead and grab your machine. 1 second, guys. Once you unplug all that, you want to go ahead and take off the covers, take the desiccant packets out or whatever you have on there. And then from there, what you want to do is pretty much close this. Close it on both sides. This one's being a little finicky. There we go. All right, then we're gonna put it on upside down. All right, once we put it upside down, you're gonna want to grab the bigger Allen key that comes with the kit, and then you just take these 5 screws off, and then you just unhook all this. So 1 second. Once you unscrew all that, just lift it up gently. It's like a little cover. And then you put that to the side. Then when you grab this, be careful when you're pulling it up, because there are some wires connected to the motor and the board that's underneath this. It's kind of hard to do it with one hand, but you want to go ahead and lift it gently. And then from there, just push onto this and pull on the tubes, each one, until it comes out. Once you do that, you should be able to flip it. Just 1 second. All right, once you take the tubes out, you're gonna want to flip it onto the other side. And like I said, don't tug too much because you have these cables here. Just go ahead and push down on this, and then you pull that, and you should be good there. And then on this side, you see the little tabs here. You want to push in. My fat fingers will get in the way. Push that in, and then you pull it out. Be gentle with it because it is very, very thin. And then you just push that to the side for now. All right, once you put that to the side, what you want to do is, there's going to be 4 screws. You unscrew that. So this one, this, and this. So all you got to do for now. These outer ones are going to be just to remove the entire casing, and we don't have to do that right now. So just do those 4. All right, once you loosen it, take out the screws. Sometimes, like in my case, they just kind of get stuck in there. They don't want to really like come out. So what I do is I put it to the side. Just put it on its side like this. And then I just basically just lean it forward until they come out. And then I'll put them to the side. Once you do that, just put it back into the regular orientation I normally be at. You want to open it up now. And then you want to take this part here. It's going to want to move up the entire piece. So be careful, because there's going to be a wire here underneath on this side. It's really, really tight. Be careful, because you can actually break it pretty easily. So what I tend to do, just to kind of be a little bit more cautious, I put it back onto the side like this. Just pull gently. It should come out. Once it does, I tend to just kind of leave it in this position right here. And now you want to take the smaller Allen key that came with the kit, and then you want to do this screw right here. You want to do this screw right here, this screw right here, And then there's one right here, which is basically the same thing as this side, but on the opposite. Just take those out, and that takes off the housing. Just give me a second, and once I take the screws out, I'll show you how to take the housing out. All right, I took all the screws off. I had to put it back in this orientation just because it was easier for me just to get to the screw right here, like I was telling you guys about. So basically, it should come off pretty easy. All you do is just lift up, so going this direction. Again, it's kind of hard to do it in one hand, but once you lift up, you kind of want to just pull it out, then slide it past the little tubes there. You're gonna see all this stuff, and at this point, this is where you want to find the one that was stuck. In my case, it was the second one, so this is where I'm going to be messing with it basically. So at this point, I just push down on this here, take the tube out. All right, take the tube out. And then in the bottom, I do the same thing. I'm going to need 2 hands for that one, so give me a second. All right, so for the bottom one, I just basically use a little Allen key just to kind of push up on it. And then I pushed it up just a little bit, just to tug on this bottom part of it, just a little bit, just to get it out the way. And that should be good. I don't know if you guys can see it from here. Maybe in there, probably not. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe not, but it's in there. So now at this point, I just basically grab. Let me put it on this side like this. I basically grab just another piece of filament, like a scrap piece or something, and then I just stick it inside of the hole. And just push down on it. Now I have clearance. Oh, I forgot to mention that. But don't just shove it in there. It's going to be hard, as you can see. Hold this down like that, and then just kind of push it through. And the reason why I didn't do this to begin with, like holding this down and going all the way down, is because I tried it in the past and it just got stuck in the tube all the way down. I couldn't get it all the way out past that point, and I just didn't want to risk it or anything like that. So yeah, so once you clear it, you're gonna see the filament fly out somewhere, the little piece. Basically just take it out of here so you don't have nothing possibly getting caught or anything like that, and then just put it back together the same way we put it back, which basically I'll show you in a sec. All right, so what I basically did was just put this back in there. It's not hard, but just kind of push it in there. It doesn't click. It don't give you no kind of real feedback, so just tug just slightly to make sure it's all the way up in there. Another thing I like to do is just to make sure that everything's all good on all 4 of them, since it's already open. Anything that's like obstructed or just dirty or anything like that, just go ahead and kind of do a quick glance and just see what's going on with it and all that. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's like a film on this one. The other ones don't have it. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab some like pliers or whatever they're called. And just try to grab it just to kind of clean it out. Look at that. That could have been another problem later on down the line. So everything looks pretty good and clean now. Let's put it back together. So basically, oh, forgot one more thing, which I could have done it later anyway, but just kind of put that back there. You want to go ahead and put this back on, and it just kind of slides in there and it goes down. And then once again, you just put the screw on this side, right here, another one right here. Once you do that, just again slide it back down gently, and I'll get back to you guys on that one. All right, I slid it back in there. I put all the screws where it belongs. So what you want to do is put it on the side, not upside down, because then this will be falling, like hanging upside down, gravity and all that stuff. So you want to grab this one and kind of push it in, or the other side, and then just put in that one screw back in there, and then just kind of work your way down as you do it. Don't tighten it all the way. Just kind of just to hold it in place, and then just screw everything back in. And then I'll get back to you on that one when all that is done. All right, so put your CFS upside down, and then once you have all your tubes pretty much lined up where they were, you want to go ahead and grab the little feeder thing. What I like to do, since this is my 4th time doing it, this time this thing is super clean, but sometimes you'll see like little pieces and fragments of filament in here. I just take these 4 screws off, and then this little plastic piece come off, and I just take a toothbrush, like a dirty one that I use for whatever, and I clean everything out in here so that there's no more like obstruction underneath this stuff, so it can like feed things smoothly. I don't have any problem in the future. So if you have that, go ahead and open this up, take these 4 screws off, clean it, put it right back, and then you should be good to go. So basically just put this back the way it was. You just take this right here, and you connect it to this one like that. They only go one way, so you can't really mess it up. And then take this piece and then put it back on the inside right here. And once you do that, just kind of put back the tubes one by one as they go. So you want to go ahead and just do each one as it is, like that. Put them in there. Then tuck in the cables in there neatly. Don't force anything. And then just kind of place it there. After that, it's going to look something like that with everything all done. Grab your little cover thing, and then you just kind of like slide it on, and then just cover it all up. So let me do that. I'll be back. All right, everything's all buttoned up. All the screws are in. Everything's all good. Sometimes the tubes, they kind of get out from there. So I just take this and just kind of push it down on it. Just kind of like this. And it goes in there. Then you do, whichever one came out of the thing. And, oh, missed this one. There you go. And just goes under the little tab thing, and you're pretty much good to go. So at this point, we're pretty much done. I'm going to go ahead and grab this and put it back over onto the stand thing that I have, and get this thing connected. So 1 second. All right, it's back on the stand. So you want to go ahead and grab your tube. Just put it into the little, into the hole. Should give you a little push. And I like to tug just a little bit just to make sure. Want to grab your first cable, put that onto your first one, take your second one. Yours might be different if you only have just the one, so you only have one cable, but I have two. All right, once that goes on, they're gonna start flashing, doing their thing, trying to communicate with the machine. All right, it's gonna say there's nothing there. It's not communicating. Just giving it some time. Once this settles down. In the meantime, what you want to do is make sure that you put the material back exactly the way it was when you took it out, because like I said, I'm in the middle of print, then it'll put the wrong colors and all that stuff. So let me go ahead and do that. I thought you guys wanted to know. As I'm loading it in, this is very low, so it was trying to come up, didn't want to like go back and retract after it did its thing. What I normally do, I just grab these 1.5 inch bearings, ball bearings, and I just stuff them in there. I normally put 2 just because, you know, to make sure that it doesn't like actually go up and it has the the ability to retract without any problems. One is fine, but two, when it's like really, really low, it stops the jumping and like it's saying, oh, I can't retract anymore. So that's why I put 2 ball bearings, and never had any issues with that or it bumping up into anything else. Then the other thing is I add these little clip things. Basically, it takes the tags to know what color of everything, so I don't have to just keep buying the brand name one. I buy whatever filament I want, and then I just put it on there. So that's that. The next one is the one that got jammed up that I have to do. So let's see if that worked out. And that was white. So, all right, I'll put that in there. Moment of truth. Look at that. Working just fine now. Awesome. So I'm gonna load up the blue one, get everything all set up, and then I'm gonna come back with you guys and see if the print continues, which hopefully it does. All right, so after I put everything together, I clicked on resume. It just kept telling me refill, refill, refill. I didn't want to do anything. As you can see on here, it doesn't have any information for the material or anything like that. It didn't want to continue at all. So what I ended up doing was connecting to the system itself in Fluid. And the way you do that is basically you put in the IP address of your printer, and then you put 4408 at the end of it. It'll bring it to this screen. It's a little bit more in depth than what you get from your slicer. And basically I just kind of went down and I found resume down here. I clicked it and it forced it to resume, and it knows and it's picking up from where it left off the last time. So now it's actually printing pretty good wherever it needs to go. So I think that was pretty good. The print was saved, and yeah, after all that's done, I'm sure that this will clear out and show everything as normal again. But that's pretty much how you would do it. Hopefully you guys don't lose a print while you're doing that, but if it doesn't, now you know what to do.